Hello, Divine One, and thank you for joining me for today's Embodied Divinity podcast. I'm so excited to be with you as we explore living in an infinite amount of possibilities. So breathe deep, sink into this moment, and let's begin. Today, like I said, we're exploring infinite possibilities beyond your wildest imagination. And what I know is true is that as you listen here, as you sink into the resonance of my voice, my vibration, my energy, your energy will swirl with mine and you'll open up. You'll open up and activate to all that is possible. So breathe with me here. Sink into this moment. Know you are held. Know there is nothing you have to do, nothing you need to do, other than simply being with yourself in alignment with what is good and what is true here and now. This week, I've had so many absolutely delicious conversations with my clients as they are expanding in their full embodied divinity. And a lot of these conversations are allowing them to shift and expand their perspectives on life, to shift and expand their desires, and to really see that there is no choreographed timeline, no steps they need to take, nothing they need to do other than simply be in alignment with their highest self and their deepest desires. So many of us get stuck in the beliefs of the world, the things that have been told to us, pushed down to us generation upon generation. We let our choice, our sovereignty fall to the wayside in compliance for what is easier. And we can do this in big ways, whether it's always working that 9 to 5 job to be able to pay for that house, to be able to have the certain clout in the world or whatever it may be, whether it is conforming to different medical practices that we think are the only ways that we can heal, whether it's conforming to the education system and telling ourselves that the only way to be successful is to take these steps along this pre-planned path. In the way that we parent, in the way that we care for ourselves, in the way that we see ourselves, so many of our beliefs and our choices have been created by external sources, passed down generation upon generation. And we are in the time of the great spiritual revolution. We are creating a new earth, and it makes me emotional because I know that my kids get to live in this new earth. We're creating a world where people get to choose happiness, community, where life gets to be easy and based on aligned action, on will, on desire, where we get to live in harmony without all of the struggle and sacrifice and constantly stepping away from our authentic selves. In this moment right now, you have a choice of how to feel, a choice of what to create next, a choice of where to go. There is nothing you need, nothing you have to do, no certain way. And I know that can feel really scary because we've lived in this world for so long that says you must continue to feed this system. But enough people now on earth have stepped up and realized that they can create their own reality, that they can create the vibration that they want to live in, that they can live in peace and harmony, that they can experience freedom on a daily basis. So many of my client calls recently have been about choice, aligned and conscious choice, not based on the past or on the future, but in this moment, right here and right now. Last week, we talked about psychological time and clock time and really living in the moment. And as you deepen that practice this week, It's about coming into alignment with what is here alive inside of you right now and what you desire to create and experience in this world. So I want you to think of something right now that maybe you feel resistant to in your current reality, that maybe you feel like you have to do, that maybe you feel like is necessary, that maybe you feel like you don't have a choice in. And I want you to breathe with me. And as you think of that thing, I want you to tell yourself out loud with full conviction, I always have a choice. I always have a choice. And I want you to know with complete certainty that that is true. You always have a choice. And a lot of people will say, well, I have to go to work because I have to pay my bills because I have a house and bills and all of these things. And what my answer always is you're choosing to go to work because you're choosing to believe in a system that says this job that maybe you don't even enjoy is the only way to create money, or you're choosing to go to this job because you chose to have this beautiful house, because you chose to believe that that house would give you safety or the perception of success or whatever it might be. You're choosing your current relationships. Nobody's forcing you. You're choosing how you're responding to life right now. And this is where a lot of people have a hard time on their healing journey, because with choice comes radical responsibility, accountability, the desire to say, the empowerment to say, I am choosing this, and I can either choose this and experience it with surrender and ease, or I can choose something else. And the thing is, there's a million things you could choose at any time. The only thing keeping you trapped in this paradigm is your own beliefs. Your beliefs about what success looks like, what love looks like, what achievement looks like, what safety looks like. And the only premise about what is right or wrong is what feels in alignment for you. What might feel in perfect alignment for one person could be the completely opposite for others. And yet we constantly strive to achieve, succeed, be the way others are because of all of these programs that society has pushed down onto us. We can choose to heal ourselves. We can choose to eat really healthy, organic food. We can choose to move our bodies. We can choose to meditate. We can choose a life that creates ease in our nervous system. Those are all choices. We can choose to enter into a high pressure environment, an environment that creates dysregulation. We can choose to participate in unhealthy behavior or things that would hurt or harm our body. We can choose those things. And when we choose those things, we also choose the outcome. Somebody who maybe chooses the high pressure environment, the unhealthy eating patterns, the toxic relationships is also almost always choosing suffering and anger and pain. The person who is choosing to eat clean food, to move their body, to experience ease day to day, is almost always choosing peace and harmonious relationships. The person who is choosing to live a life of luxury is almost always choosing to also spend and invest a lot of their life creating the wealth for that luxury and coming into alignment with it. And that might feel really good and peaceful for some, and that might feel stressful for others. The person who is choosing to maybe buy a van or an RV and travel the world, living a nomadic lifestyle, is also choosing to create ways of wealth and sustenance that support that lifestyle. And for some, that fight might feel really easy and peaceful and free. And for others, that might feel unsafe and unstable. It doesn't matter what you're choosing. What matters is that you are in alignment with what you're choosing, what feels good and true for you, what feels the best and safest for you. And can you begin to question where your ideas of success, of happiness, of achievement, of freedom, of love look like, what they came from? I live my life radically different from the way that my parents and family lived theirs, but it wasn't always that way. For a very long time, I went to school, I got my master's degree, I had a job as a school administrator. I was doing what society said was all the right things, and I was miserable. Now, I had a friend at the time who was on the same path, and she loved it. It was her favorite thing in the world. She loved that she had a nanny for her son. I hated it. I wanted to be home with my kids. She loved that she worked 12 hours a day. I did not. I wanted to be in nature and enjoying life and feeling connection. She wasn't right or wrong. I wasn't right or wrong. She was in alignment with her calling and I was not. And it was me taking steps to come in alignment with my life that radically transformed it. Was it scary as hell? Yeah. Was it hard? Yeah. Was it worth it? Absolutely. It created massive dis-ease in the form of illness in my body when I was choosing the wrong things. As most of you know, I had a very rare form of cancer when I was 21. I still worked full time. I created fundraisers. I did all of these things. Even in the midst of cancer, I wouldn't stop. It took me a few near-death experiences in the form of violence and being an only parent to say, I want to be on this life with my kids experiencing it. I don't want to waste another moment, for me to fully stop and realign my priorities. And it's why I'm so passionate about bringing you this message, because it doesn't have to get to that point with you. You don't have to create dis-ease within your body. You don't have to create really scary environments that push you to your edge. You can choose to listen to what your body is telling you now, because if there is any sort of anxiety, depression, unease, anything other than peace, and I know that a lot of people get freaked out when I say this, but it is the truth. If you are not experiencing perfect peace and harmony in your life, there is something out of alignment. Life really does get to be that beautiful. And it doesn't mean that hard things don't happen. The peace comes from being okay with whatever is. So in my current lifestyle, I live in alignment with myself every day. So when hard things do happen, maybe one of my kids has a broken heart, or maybe something in my profession didn't work out exactly the way I planned, and I get a little heartache, I'm still deeply in peace because I'm in alignment with my life. I'm breathing deep. I'm open to life. I'm grounded and stable, rooted in my choices. And so as those hard things happen, I also am at peace knowing that they are life and love happening through me. Whereas if I was living a life completely out of alignment, I might choose to take all of those things personally and create more suffering for myself, create more stress and worry for myself. Each and every one of you has a choice with how you live, how you feel. And as you come more and more into alignment with those choices, the more peace and pleasure-filled your life becomes. And it doesn't have to be all at once. In fact, gentle baby steps and big, deep breaths. It's actually one of the t-shirts in my store. Big, deep breaths and baby steps make dreams come true. And they allow us to create that new reality while keeping our nervous system regulated, while allowing for inner peace and calm. And your soul will also be so happy because you're making choices every day, bringing you more and more and more into alignment with your higher self, with oneness, with love, with compassion. So I ask you today to deepen into this idea that you always have a choice, and that as you come into alignment with the infinite possibilities available to you and choose the ones that feel good and beautiful and true for you, the more ease and grace will enter your life. I love you guys. I'm so proud of you. I know as you listen to this, you're opening and expanding. And it's always my pleasure to be able to deliver these messages of truth and love into your body, heart, and mind. So thank you for receiving me. And if you're looking to go even deeper onto this journey, if you'd like support to be able to go through this with an intimate connection, I am right here. My Embodied Divinity Mentorship Program is a powerful 6-month container where you get to meet with me once a week. You get unlimited Voxer or text message support, and really the guidance of a friend, an empowered witness, somebody who has walked this path before, right there with you every step of the way, if you choose it. All you have to do is reach out to me with the info below. And as you move forward on this journey, however you choose, breathe deep, plan on miracles, and know you are loved.